I basically asked him, like, with coughing up blood frequently, like, how do we handle living real life? Do I stop living life? Like, how does that all work?
Don't you think we're better together? Oh, I think we are.
Good morning and happy Monday to you guys. We ended up vlogging yesterday, even though we typically take Sundays off so that we can have some space to breathe and not think about picking up the camera, just kind of live in the moment. We decided to pick up the camera yesterday because we couldn't not. We wanted to film Ollie jumping in the water. Oh, did you include the him trying the board out?
Yeah. And me making it and all. And
Oh,
the
yeah.
epic fail that it was.
Well,
I think it's a work in progress, maybe.
And I think you had a good point that it was a stability problem, not a flotation problem.
Yeah.
That if it was able to be more stable. But anyway, all of that to say, we had fun vlogging yesterday, and here we are again. So we are on our way to horseback riding right now, and we're excited. This is our 5th lesson. We do 30-minute lessons, so you would think that they're like pretty short, but for my body, it's like on the verge of too long. So it's perfect for us. Okay, so this morning at like 5 a.m. I woke up, my stomach was hurting, I went to the bathroom, whatever. And then, of course, because my body woke up, my lungs woke up, so I started coughing. And it turns out that I was coughing up blood. Not pure blood, but more than streaking. So basically, it slowed down. I went back to bed. When I woke up, I wasn't coughing up blood anymore. So I already talked with my doctor. We emailed a couple times and then we ended up talking on the phone. And I hesitate to even share my experience with this because I never want, Peter always describes our vlog, it's not
Prescribing.
It's not prescribing, it's describing. So we are just simply telling our story or our experience. So with this, I hesitate to share because it can be different between different CF bodies or different treatment plans and that sort of thing. So I'm simply sharing my experience. If you ever cough up blood, talk to your team. So I talked with him, and basically we were talking about the frequency of how often I'm coughing up blood, the severity of it. Sometimes it's pure blood, sometimes it's not. The last time I coughed up pure blood, which was like 2 weeks ago, I felt a gurgle like right here, and then I started coughing up blood. Last night, as I was falling asleep, I was like having lung pain in my like upper kind of back, I don't know, upper lung right, and then this morning I was coughing up blood. So when we were talking, we were like, we wonder if that's connected. Sometimes these are completely obscure and random issues. Sometimes they can be connected. So he was talking about potentially getting more imaging. But in the meantime, I've restarted that medication. I mentioned a couple weeks ago, I mentioned starting a new medication when I was coughing up blood to try to slow it down. It's called TXA. I don't know how frequently it's used for lung bleeds, but my team uses it or can use it for lung bleeds. Sometimes they do, and they just recently prescribed it for me. So it's like tranexamic acid or something like that, but it's shortened for TXA. And so I started that again this morning. I'll take 3 doses today. I'll take it for the next couple of days, and as long as the bleeding stops, which it has already stopped, then I'm good to go. But basically what we're gonna do is I'm gonna talk with my doctor again. We're gonna decide about some further imaging. He talked about doing a CAT scan angiogram, I believe it's called. So that would be to map out my arteries and potentially do an embolization or something like that. I don't know, that's all kind of new to me, but in the meantime, I basically asked him, like, with coughing up blood frequently. Like, how do we handle living real life? Do I stop living life? Like, how does that all work? And what we decided for my body, because it has always stopped on its own, and since I'm starting the TXA, it is safe for me to continue living normal life at this point. If the bleed was any different, or if it had continued, then the decision probably would have been different. But for today, for this instance, I am cleared to go ride a horse. And of course, like, pay attention to my body and like listen to my body. But all of that to say, we're on our way and I'm excited. And
yeah, that's our excitement for the morning. But
yeah,
I think we're all kind of recovering from our day in the sun on the water yesterday, and
it was amazing.
Ollie's resting at home, and I think he's a little sore from swimming.
Poor guy.
But
if you've been here the last 3 or 4 years, every first swim of the season, he gets swimmer's tail.
Which is basically a sprain in the tail.
Yeah.
It's a common thing with larger dogs with long tails.
Poor Bonesy. But he's okay. He was up in the night. He and I were both up in the night. Peter was up taking care of Ollie. It basically is just really sore for him. So when he lays down, he gets back up and readjusts. So his vet prescribed an anti-inflammatory to give him. So we gave it to him before bed last night, before he was symptomatic, and it still was hurting him. So we did what we could. We put an ice pack back there, and he's been resting, so that's what he should be doing. But I think it's one of those things, #worth it.
Yeah.
Like, where he had so much fun on the water, and I'm 99% certain if we said to him, do you want to go get on the boat, he would stand right up and go.
And
don't you think?
I think if we went out on the water today, he would jump in and swim, like, which we're not gonna do. But,
Right.
I think he would.
Yeah.
Because his brain is so small.
Yeah. But he just loves the water. So we're glad he enjoyed that. Now he'll recover, and we'll recover, and we'll all be recovered. Well, that turned out perfect. Because it's so hot out, they didn't want the horses to overheat in the arena. Or humans. And so we went on a trail ride, which we've never done. And that was really fun. Peter loved, like, just being out, not going in a circle, and
Yeah, no, it was good.
And Peter actually had my phone, so I like looked back and he's like got my phone.
Yeah, I tried to capture some of it, and especially I loved the horse hooves on the like you could hear it on the pavement.
Yeah, that was awesome. So we did that, and actually that turns out perfectly because we were just walking on the trail, and so that gave my lungs more of a restful activity. So that's probably for the better as well. We did end up trotting just a couple of rounds in the arena, and I did get the diagonal. My teacher said, you are getting that diagonal, so I'm so excited. But I was kind of bummed out. I was like, man, I wanted to practice more, but walking on the trail was awesome. So it all worked out, and now we're going home to let Ollie lick the crusty sweat off of us. I'm kidding. He's not much of a licker. Okay, we are home. We ended up going out to dinner with a friend, and when we were on our way home, it was raining so hard. I don't remember the last time it rained that hard, but we are home safe and sound. And it stopped raining, but I'm sure all my plants are very happy. And then I don't bake it, I just eat it because that's my homemade Lunchable.
Hey guys, I just popped some cookies in the toaster oven. Mary took some cookie dough. She got one of the packs of like chocolate chip cookie dough and made little balls and keep them in the fridge so we can pop them in the toaster oven whenever we want some fresh cookies. So that's what's cooking, good looking. And tonight we ran a couple, I don't know if Mary told you we were running errands, but it was torrentially downpouring like the entire way home. And we were on some back kind of windy country roads, and it was like whenever a car would pass, have you ever been driving and like this is the case where the road is just like it's coming down so hard that there's just a layer of water on the road, so that when a car is coming, the headlights shine on the water and you like literally can't see anything. It was kind of nerve-wracking. I can't think of the last time I drove in rain like that, but anyways, that was our evening, and we got an amazing deal on a shop vac. We've been wanting to have one, and now that we have the boat, and who came up with the idea of putting carpet in a boat? But it's like all weather carpet, and I think it's silly, but all of these kinds of models have it. So anyways, we wanted a shop vac so that we can clean it better than like a vacuum. And so we got a great deal on that, came home, and now we're gonna have some cookies and get ready for bed. How are those cookies?
And yes, I am aware that I vlogged a clip that we had gotten home from eating with a friend, and then I was eating. There was a time.
There was time in between.
Yes.
Like when we got the shop vac, you know.
Oh yes.
I told him how we got a really good deal.
That's awesome.
Anyways, well, we are gonna get some sleep, and as always, we will see you tomorrow. Good night. And we'll end with this little Ollie boy. Good night, buddy. See you tomorrow.